If I had to tell you what is incredible about the Rambam's Mishneh Torah, it's clarity, the ease of understanding it, the lack of vagueness, the comprehensiveness. It covers literally A to Z of Halacha, everything. Everything you could possibly need to know in Halacha exists in the Rambam. The lack of arguments. Rambam doesn't give you opinions like this and opinions like that. Rambam is quite clear. Rambam's organization. I could sing to you now the praises of the Rambam from now till the next time we meet. The Shulchan Aruch has other qualities. Shulchan Aruch focuses only on the halachot that are relevant to Jewish people living in exile. So all of the laws that are not necessarily relevant to a Jewish people living in the land of Israel, all of that is ignored by Maran and Shulchan Aruch, and really he doesn't deal with that. So there's a focus much more on that which is relevant and that which is important. There obviously is an incorporation of many other opinions than just that of the Rambam, and you can argue that as a pro or a con. Consideration of Ashkenazi sources that the Rambam might not have considered, consideration of Kabbalistic sources that either the Rambam, it depends how you're going to say this, right? The Rambam didn't know of, the Rambam didn't consider, or the Rambam would have rejected if they were invented in the time that he was. It all depends what you believe about Kabbalah. It really doesn't matter here, but those ideas incorporated into the book, all of that doesn't matter. What matters now is that there is a Mishneh Torah and there is a Shulchan Aruch. And the fact that it was the Sephardic community that gave those books to the Jewish world is a sign that that's a community that understood that Jewish autonomy, national integrity, depends on there being a clear book of law. Because the Talmud will take you a lifetime to study. And the Talmud is not clear. The Talmud, you have to know a lot in order to understand how to reach the conclusion that the Talmud wants you to reach. Anyone who studied Gemara knows that. In the greatest yeshivot that you think about, in which they study Talmud, the one thing they never study from the Talmud, they never study Halacha from the Talmud. Rare are the yeshivot that take a passage of the Talmud and study it all the way to the practical execution of it. It's mostly for mental gymnastics, it's mostly for the background sake of a conversation, but for the most part, if a Jewish person was tasked with, here's the Talmud, and extract from this Talmud everything you need for your daily life, likely we could do that for our whole life, and I can speak for myself, and never accomplish that goal. And therefore, Chachamim like the Rambam put forth a restatement of the oral law, taking out everything you don't need to know, and giving you everything you need to know clearly, in an organized fashion, in a way that is accessible to everybody. And there's a reason for this. The next step, the Shulchan Aruch. The fact that there is a Shulchan Aruch, and the fact that in the Sephardic world, just like the Rambam before, the rulings of Maran, Rabbi Yosef Karo, were accepted unanimously throughout the Jewish community of Sepharad, in all the countries of Sepharad. It doesn't matter if it was North Africa, if it was the Middle East, it doesn't matter where you found the Sephardim, the Shulchan Aruch was the book.